Popped up just a couple minutes early because I'm ready to go. So let's do it. Been progressing on the latest issue of Sasquanaut here. I started this morning, had about half the book left to color, 12 pages. So I'm down to, after this page, 9 pages of color, so pretty good progress. The light's got a color on it. That's why. I'm bored and letting it play. Like, I'm just gonna do whatever. You want to go red? We can go red. Or other colors. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. There's another blue. There's a yellow. Oh no, the light's falling. There's like a purpley one. So, you know. Just because I like to... Oh, snap. So one thing I thought there was a remote on this thing, and apparently there's not. So it's on, and the controls are on the back of the light, so it's just like
available to stream now on Spotify.
bad design. It'd be cool if it was like at the base or the front or something, easily accessible.
Silence was our trademark. Won't say it. Never talk.
The U.S. supply of COVID-19 vaccine will be limited at first. Bexar County is following the recommendations made by the Texas Department of State Health Services. In Bexar County, 60% of our population falls within the first group. There will be more opportunities to receive the vaccine. We will keep you informed and ask for your patience in this process. It is important for everyone to continue to practice social distancing, wear a mask, and get vaccinated when it is their turn. Do it for you. Do it for your family.
Maybe, dude.
Do it
like
for San Antonio.
I kind of got this one for the colors, so
or call 311.
So hopefully in like the maybe Kickstarter videos, I can get a little more fun with some of the colors, like some of the future projects. You know, to have a more crazy vibe. I can do interesting lighting, or at least more interesting lighting. I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those things where I have all these ideas where I'm like, hey, this will be a really cool in the video, and you know, and then I watch the statistics for the videos, and they're not watched that much. You know, like statistically, you know, when I get however many, you know, say I'll get a couple thousand visitors to a Kickstarter page, the analytics show maybe, say if I get like 2,000 visitors to the Kickstarter page, I'll get about 15% that start watching the video. So it's like 350 people. and of that percentage, only about 10% of that initial percent finish the video. So you're talking like 30, 40 people that actually finish the video. So I'm really interested in trying to make more better videos, project videos, but at the same time, I don't want to invest a lot of time and money into it since the metrics don't show that it's terribly worth it. But my own personal interest is that I'd like to play a little more with video, but I don't know. We'll see. This was one of those things where I know sometimes, especially like during the day, when the few times I'm able to do daytime streaming, I have that window behind me, it can jack with the lighting, so getting the ring light was going to help stop that issue. And I was like, well, hey, this one changes colors. Like, that could be cool. You know. Oh, dude, that's yep, I could do that. I could do that. I could deliver all of them horses or books on horseback in a suit of armor. That's gonna happen. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys doing all right? Y'all having a good day? Oh, they're still there. I've just tried to simplify, you know, like the last week we were talking about like, hey, maybe I can make the light shift a bit, you know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, that's what they do. Do it. That'll make things easier. So, yeah, it's all still there. Actually the main drawback right now is the backgrounds are a little inconsistent. I'm never quite sure what I'm gonna get in these backgrounds. I get a couple squiggly lines and then a hint at a floor, but then the hint of the floor might be not where I expect. So having some spatial issues, which is, I'm trying not to overthink them. You know, so for better or worse. I'm trying not to overthink things. Yeah, say, you know, like this. I mean, this is a wall, and these dudes are coming out from behind it. You know, there's a doorway behind it. So I'm trying to generate space that doesn't actually exist. You know, saying, you know, here, this is kind of a disaster here because all these dudes' legs are down here. So the ground is here. But she's walking, there's no stairs, there's no ramp. It's still kind of got this wall, but it doesn't, like, I get the impression it's maybe kind of a curve or offset, but it nears kind of, so yeah, it's a bit of a disaster in the background department of this issue, especially since if I'm trying to make this a wall sticking out and this is going over what I can kind of clearly make the side of the wall. So I don't know, man. I just have to do it in a way where the average reader really just glosses over it. I mean, as much as you want to lead a reader's eyes and try and make them like, oh, this is what they're doing in the art, and like, this is cool and great and invested. When you have issues within the art, you kind of try to make a point to detract and make them not nearly so obvious. Or so, yeah, it's a challenge, man. This is I'm a big backgrounds guy. I love backgrounds, even though complex backgrounds is actually more work for me as well as the artist. You know, even coloring it is more work. I just like really good backgrounds. I like having the issues take place somewhere. Yeah, I'm actually, this is actually page 15 right here, so I mean, I'm almost getting to the 2/3 mark complete. So with everything going on, I'll probably finish coloring early next week. Give or take, you know, I'm tentatively planning having my daughter go spend time with my parents at the start of next week, so I can roll right from spring break into another couple days where I won't have to have her on my hands, which would give me more time to work. So I can get up like in the morning with my wife at 5:30 or whatever, do breakfast with her, and then just get to work and work a solid 10-12 hours and just try and finish off the coloring, because I've got a handful of covers that are starting to pile up. So if I can get this stuff done, I can get onto those things and make a little bit of money.
Spilled your drink? Bounty picks up spills quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading value brand. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
So I'm thinking since
Your
this
evening
is
can use a little more brightness. So add a splash of Tropicana Pure Premium Orange Juice with 100% of your daily dose of vitamin C for the whole family. It's that little evening moment that can brighten their night. Tropicana. Sip your sunshine.
You know, I've done this magenta.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines?
You know, I've got kind of orange to green to blue, and then there's this stage where they have a fight, and the stage is purple, and like around the the stage over in this area,
well, they
it's
protect
kind of
both
like
the
this
person wearing
magenta
them
color.
and the folks around them.
So
wear a mask.
I'm thinking maybe try and go
and make a big difference.
Purple in this area
more about
for the
vaccines
queen.
at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Purple is a royal color or something like that. I don't want it to be the same. I don't want to be the same as this magenta in the on the stage, you know. Some have 4, some have 2. This is not flatted correctly. This right here is an arm that's colored green for some reason. So she's got 3 arms because there's not a 4th arm on the side. So she's technically got 3 arms in this panel. Hey, don't notice things like that because. But yeah, the Aurelians do. There are 4 arms and there are 2 arms, and it's kind of a whole class system. Whereas the 4-armed ones are the upper echelon. They're the rulers and officers and stuff. So our good old treasonous buddy, the Lieutenant Camden over here that's getting his butt kicked by Trax. He's only got 2 arms. He's infatuated with the Queen and hoping that by making her happy, he'll raise his station. But spoiler alert, he's a second-class citizen in most of that culture's eyes. So there's a little bit of world building for you. He's got 4. At least he's supposed to. There could be a panel where he doesn't. He's supposed to have 4 arms, though. See, now you got me paranoid, bro. Okay, yeah. I can't show you that page, because that's kind of a spoilery page, so I won't show that one. We can backtrack a second to the previous issue. You've already got that, so... Yeah, you got 4 arms. Okay. He's got his 4 arms there. Bloop, bloop, bloop. This should probably be this. Here.
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit. Me and Vincent would have been satisfied with some freeze-dried Taster's Choice, right? And he springs this serious gourmet shit on. What flavor is this?
Still trying to figure out how I want to do the soldiers' outfits because they're all black on the coat. So I don't know, maybe I could do their pants red too. I'm not sure. probably come in here and manually add stars, because this is actually a big window behind him, so you can see out in space. It plays into a couple scenes where we see out the window. So it's just inked black. So what I'll end up just adding stars whenever I start bringing the line art into the channels.
I don't need you to tell me how fucking good my coffee is, okay? I'm the one who buys it. I know how good it is.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to put too much attention on them, you know, so I'll mess with it a bit. I've got a couple star brushes. I might just do that, call it done, or just put a couple white dots and finish it up, you know. We'll see. This is, I want to try and create an illusion of like a curve in the wall, but the background's so just nondescript. It's a challenge. I should come back and make this whole chunk the side of the wall, or just do like this do a little sliver, but I don't know. Wish it was easy.
Now with Taco Bell's app, you can build a box filled with your favorites for just $5. Personally, I go with the chalupa.
What? You mean Crunchwrap Supreme, plus that beefy 5-layer burrito and...
Perhaps you meant bean burrito, grilled with chips and nacho cheese sauce.
Nah, you gotta vibe with cinnamon twists and a Baja Blast!
Eat like you with Taco Bell's $5 Build Your Own Cravings box, exclusively online or
yeah, he gets on page 3 or 4, you know, because he doesn't. This is the first time he's changed clothes, because he's been in that same jumpsuit since the get-go, and at the end of last issue it got all shredded. And this is a nice place. They weren't going to let him in with all his shredded clothes. So you get new clothes. You remember the arm wrestling match in issue 2? You know, Trax walked away with a bunch of money, so that's how they pay for it. That's how they got new clothes this time. Tracks to save the day. It's one of those times where I get a little envious of like film and TV, even like animated movies, like 3D animated movies. There's one thing that it's always bothered me, but I totally understand it from making comics. It bothers me that characters don't often wear much in the way of variety of clothes. And I'm not talking like, hey, superheroes. Like, obviously, if they've got their superhero costume, that's what they're going to wear. But when they're out of it, like, I worked on 50 issues of Spider-Man and a lot of Peter Parker in there, and it was, now, granted, he's a kid, not a whole lot of things, but it's almost all like t-shirt, jeans, and it's all solid shirts. There's not really anything. There's no style. There's no fashion. There's no finesse. There's just, man, you know, even I have different clothes. You know, it's not just a t-shirt and jeans. And yes, I do wear wear them at occasions, and I always felt it was a little distracting that, you know, comic characters always had the same clothes on. It's easy because it's iconography, the silhouette. I get it. I totally understand. I just always felt that was a shortcoming, and I've wanted to try and provide opportunities like, hey, we're gonna see him in something else for a change. So by the time we got to issue 4, I basically destroyed all his clothes. So we saw his pants, but that's about it. The rest was just tatters. And so this one, like, hey, cool, we're gonna get a suit. He's gonna wear this space tuxedo suit for this one. And who knows? Maybe something else will happen by the end. But yeah, I just wanted to break it up because I get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. It makes things easy, which is good because, hey, it gets done faster. Like when I'm coloring, it's like, hey, if I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, it kind of becomes autopilot. But I get very, very uninterested, very mechanical. I don't put a lot of thought or effort or whatever. So part of the reason going into this casino stuff, like I've got these last 2 issues taking place in one place. I mean, it's almost exclusively in this one environment for 2 issues. It'd be about 50 pages of just the same thing, which makes it a whole lot easier for me to color. I can get it done faster, but man, I'd be bored. And if I'm bored working on it, I gotta figure people are gonna be bored looking at it. You know, it might be good at first, but by the end, it's just be like, yeah, that was good, whatever, nothing special. So by trying to create a bit of a challenge for myself in the visual department and the colors, I was trying to make it interesting. Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's stuff I've made and developed over all my years. Because you'll see a lot of pro dudes. They don't use swatches, by and large, and that's all well and good. I ended up doing this because one, I used to work in a studio, so I had a computer at the studio and I had a computer at home, and I would work in both places. One was Mac, one was PC. Then eventually they're both PC. They're operating in different versions of Photoshop. I tried to keep my color settings the same, but the monitors themselves would be different. So my developing this swatch palette just gave me kind of a standard that I could build from. So no matter what monitor I'm on or what computer I'm on, if I can just at least use my swatches and build off that, even if I'm coloring on this monitor over here that's not calibrated for print, I have a pretty good idea how it's going to look when it prints, because I'm using the swatch palette I've made up, and I just kind of base everything from that and shift and do whatever. I mean, you can go back to my YouTube channel, Patreon page, you'll see a Zombie Sama cover where I painted the whole thing, where I was just doing the color picker. You know, I wasn't using, you can't see it, but I've got a color picker open, but it's not showing for some reason. But I didn't use swatches, I just picked colors, and it came out pretty cool. I liked it. You know, it's kind of one of those things like, look, this is the show, I can do this and get a good result. But yeah, I do have a reason for the way I do things, and one, it just helps speed things along. Yes, boring things are not good. Yeah, this is... I was really hoping to do... I was really hoping this would be one issue. I've been trying to make sure all my issues in this series were pretty self-contained. You know, so you could pick up issue 3 and you'd get what you need to know. Like, obviously, if you read issues 1 and 2, you would have a better appreciation for what's happening in issue 3, but I try to make each issue stand on its own legs, and each issue isn't so decompressed that when a reader gets it, they get to the end of the issue and it's just like, that's it. You know, I try to put a lot in my issues. I really do. I want people to get their money's worth and enjoyment, because that's become a problem with monthly comics in my personal opinion. I think there's a lot of emphasis on the arc or the trade, the eventual trade. So you'll get many lesser issues. I won't say subpar, but you'll get lesser issues. But when you put them all together in the 120, 150 page graphic novel, collected edition, it's like, oh yeah, this is great, but reading them over the course of 6 months or whatever, it's kind of frustrating. Well, most comics come out each month, unlike mine, which come out whenever. Go to a comic store. Comic stores are great. I love our local store, man. One of our local stores, Dragon's Lair. That's a great store. It's a really great store. Those guys enjoy comics. They have a very clean store. They have a lot of great stuff in it. It's well laid out. They are supporters of me and my work, which is also really, really nice, but also they're just friends. You know, I've got we've actually got a good number of comic stores where I live. It's huge. It's really not the typical city in that regards. But good, kind of got spoiled. And we've got one store. It's kind of a love, not hate, but disappointment. I've got a love-disappointment relationship with them. Because I've known the dude that's run it since he's only a couple years older than me, but I've known him since we were both kids, and it's just I was like, hey man, this is gonna be great. I make comics, you have a comic store, we can jam, we can support each other, this and that, and there's not much love there, and I don't really know why. So it's disappointing because I've spent a lot of money at his stores through my lifetime, but that's all right. Dragon's Lair become my store. Let's see. I went to Midtown, and I think one trip I went into Jim Hanley's universe. I remember Midtown more, just because that was the more recent one. And I was just really glad they were open, because we were walking and it was freaking freezing outside. Yeah. There's some stores that work, and the first couple Kickstarters, I had a couple stores support me beyond Dragon's Lair, and that was awesome. But I get it. It's definitely harder for a store to sell a higher priced comic, especially an unknown comic. Like I get it. Dragon's Lair did sell out of all the books I gave them. They got really lucky though. Not really lucky, but
aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against
they went big on their support for me, and
bacteria to keep surfaces sanitized.
And I kind of supported them in kind. I gave them, I think, even double what they ordered, so they were able to
including the virus that causes COVID-19.
offer it at an even lower discount rate, just because they're right there, and they put me on an end cap. Now I still have an end cap to the store to this day. I mean, we've been like 2 years, and they keep my comics
can use
stocked,
a little more
and
brightness.
that's amazing.
So add a splash of Tropicana Pure
they could
Premium
put anything
orange
there,
juice with 100% of your daily dose of vitamin C for the whole family. It's that little evening moment that can brighten their night. Tropicana.
Each campaign, and when they sold out, they ordered more.
Heard the good news.
So I mean, I've got nothing but love for those guys.
But you can do more than wait for your
I
turn.
do what I can. I would do the same for other stores here in town. I've offered to do signings and appearances,
and the folks around them.
Beyond Dragon's Lair, there's just not much love, unfortunately.
Now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Running a comic store, that's a special group of individuals. They've got challenges. They've got a long road on the park, and bless them, because I love comic books, and just like pros, man, the guys running comic stores, most of them aren't really even there for the money. It's for the love of the medium. There are people that can get rich making comics, but that's the exception. That's not the rule. And most people don't come to comics looking to make a fortune. At least they didn't used to. Now you got people coming to comics to make a movie or a TV show. Which, hey, all well and good. That's fine. I'd love to have a Sasquanaut TV show or movie, but I just want to make a freaking awesome comic. Everything else, that's just bonus. Like Dragon's Lair, they have gotten out of the back issue market, so they have the weekly rack, and then they have a subsequent four sets of shelves, I think, 4 or 5 shelves, where the not weekly comic, so say like X-Men number 5 came out, they'll keep X-Men 4 over on that, whatever they have left. And so basically they keep those on those racks kind of for a significant amount of time, and try to sell through them over a couple weeks, and eventually, after, I don't know if they have a set amount of time or not, they will eventually move those into a discounted, marked down kind of like, hey, here's a $1 comics or whatever near the register. That's what I've seen them do. I don't know about others. Other stores in town have back issue bins and do back issues, and a lot of business in back issues. They tend to mark those up instead of down, so to each their own. I'm more of the mind to start thinning out my back issues personally, just to try and make space for my comics and storage and whatnot. My subsequent issues of Sasquanaut and the trade paperback and the eventual trade paperback and any other titles that I create along the way. I would like to have a little more room for storage, just because I don't really have the budget to start doing a storage unit. So, I was looking for stuff a little while ago earlier today, and definitely getting the urge to purge quite a bit. Not just mainly because part of it, I need to redo my office. It's gotten unwieldy. It's just really not in a good state anymore. I would like to get it back to being user friendly. It's my fault. It's my kids' fault. It's everybody. It's just from a couple years of neglect and maintaining its organization order, and I moved shelves. I never adjusted my layout with the shelves, so that was to accommodate having the dog jump in the window and put his bed there. So it's just one of those things where I need to spend a solid several days just going through and figuring out what to keep, what to give away, what I can sell. And just kind of thin stuff out so I can streamline store things I do need to store. And oh, he's laying right next to me. Like he's literally in the floor licking his feet right now. But yeah, since I don't have people pulling the recycle bins tonight on Monday nights, he's not in the windows. Yeah, he's here. He's just chilling. I don't know what to do with their uniform. He's been really on edge today. It's been kind of irritating. I was on the phone earlier today and he started growling out the window and just having a lot of issues. I was just like, man, I go and look out the window, like, what's going on? There's nobody out there, no cars, no people. None of the neighbors have their garage doors open. Just he spent a good probably 45 minutes just consistently growling out the window. Then he started barking. Just frustrating. But yeah, I don't know. He's being silly. No, I don't think I like the purple because it's too much like tracks. I can go back to the green. Have the green make the appearance. It's been a little bit since I've done the green, and I'll just do that. And go. No.
I got us lottery tickets.
Nice.
And not just any lottery tickets, the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Did you know the chocolate river they used for filming the movie was actually made of 150,000 gallons of chocolate?
Did you know you could win a trip to Vegas and a chance at $1 million for life with these scratch tickets?
Story topper.
Win up to $100,000 instantly with the Willy Wonka golden ticket from the Texas Lottery. Or enter for a chance to win a trip to Vegas, where a lifetime prize of $1 million a year could be yours. Visit txlottery.org for odds. Must be 18 or older to purchase a ticket or enter a second chance drawing. Play responsibly.
Maybe if I keep the red, gold, and white color scene on these guys, that might make them a little more identifiable as like, hey, here's these guys, because the station security also look very similar, unfortunately. So I've been trying to do their colors differently. I don't know, is Tony in here? He hadn't said anything. Probably not. He showed up 2 weeks in a row, so I probably won't see him again for another couple months. Maybe that's true too. That could also be the case. You will come to find Tony always has the craziest stories about stuff that's happened or happening to him. It's bananas. Like, and the thing is, it's never the same story too. So he just has all this crazy stuff happen to him, and some of it I've seen, some of it I haven't, but it's just the dude has gone through all kinds of craziness. It doesn't help that the city he lives in Mexico, what was it? It was just a couple years ago. It was like in the top 5 most dangerous cities in the world in the ratings. You know, lots of drug trafficking go through because like where it's located is strategically positioned to like spread crazy. So like he sent me YouTube video from like that he took from his front porch that he recorded. It's like, hey, check this out, and it was. You just hear machine gun fire. It's his neighborhood. He's just standing on his front porch, and you just hear machine guns. He's like, yeah, the cartel and the army are having a fight. It's a couple blocks away. It's like, oh my goodness. The moral of the story is don't live in Mexico. At least not where he lives. Yeah, just don't live near him in general. That works.
Sure I didn't harness the power of the sun.
No, it's definitely sticks. Beating with sticks.
All right, go get him. How's it going, man? Ow! No!
Is there a donkey on this track?
Ow! Not there! Ow! Ow!
So I can keep this light color for the helmet, or should I go black? Dark. They're a little more intimidating, darker colored, aren't they?
Welcome to the program.
I'm sorry. I thought the show was over.
Yeah.
It started?
I think I'll go dark with them.
Okay.
Of course, a lot of Tony's craziest stories came from crossing the border. He used to ride the bus to come visit, you know. And on a good trip, the bus ride was like 12 hours. But things got really bad where he lived, and just in general, there's a lot of, like I mentioned, fighting with the cartels and stuff. So the border crossing, like he could spend 8 hours just at the border trying to get through, and that's where he would always get the weirdest and craziest stories, and a lot of it just came from he didn't grease the wheels of the system, you know. because he's a college graduate, but due to the fact he didn't bribe the right people, he didn't actually get his printed degree, his paper degree, until like almost 10 years after he graduated. It's a crazy world he lives in.
Your evening can use a little more brightness. So add a splash of Tropicana Pure Premium Orange Juice with 100% of your daily dose of vitamin C for the whole family. It's that little evening moment that can brighten their night. Tropicana. Sip your sunshine.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I got us lottery tickets.
Nice.
And not just any lottery tickets, the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Did you know the chocolate river they used for filming the movie was actually made of 150,000 gallons of chocolate?
Did you know you could win a trip to Vegas and a chance at $1 million for life with these scratch tickets?
Story topper.
Win up to $100,000 instantly with the Willy Wonka golden ticket from the Texas Lottery. Or enter for a chance to win a trip to Vegas, where a lifetime prize of $1 million a year could be yours. Visit txlottery.org for odds. Must be 18 or older to purchase a ticket or enter a second chance drawing. Play responsibly.
We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the 25th Space Shuttle mission, and it has cleared the tower.
I can just start getting this piece where it needs to go. I'm just going to go ahead and start doing layers so I can put in the atmospherics and the lights and smoke just to push the different planes around. I think I'll start liking it better once I get that done. At least underway, then maybe I can figure out how to best proceed and to look right. Looking like I might end up being short one of my variant covers for this upcoming Kickstarter. I've reached out multiple times to the people that still owe me, and I've even reached out to a couple new folk, trying to see if I could work something out. I'm just not getting responses. I'm really kind of bummed about that. And not that I need more work to do, but the people I had lined up, I'm pretty excited about. It'd be pretty awesome. I got got somebody else I may end up asking, which I think would probably work out, but I don't know. Just don't know anymore. Maybe I'll just keep it like issue 3 and go the one short and just simplify it a little bit. I'm really trying to go for the end of this month. It may end up being early April, just trying to get everything done. Because I still need to really just kind of pin in what I'm doing for the rewards, like the merchandise, you know. Like what new stuff I'm doing. It's one of those things where I've been tried to get a taste of what people want and ask directly, try and get some answers, some suggestions, just to see preferences. And the replies are super limited, and then the people that even do reply, they tend to not actually buy the things they say that they suggest. Not that they don't sell to other people, but it's just kind of like, oh, I'm thinking if you're suggesting something, this is something you want personally, which is why you're suggesting it. But I don't know. I freaking love them. They don't really move. I mean, I can list it because it doesn't cost me anything to list it. But yeah. Well, and a lot of that's because everybody's printing overseas. I print domestically, so I don't have quite the same issue as
today tastes like
the books
movie
coming
night.
late.
And
It also
everyone's
helps
favorite
that
pizza
my
and
books
Coke.
are done
Today tastes
usually
like
when I
front row
launch,
seats
so
for all.
you know,
Like cushions and popcorn.
whatever delays I
Counting
run
the
into
seconds.
are going to be
Today
negligible
tastes
because
like
it's
a
not a
slice of
matter
the
of,
action.
oh man, I
Like
got to
we
get
belong
this
here
art or do
and now.
this still
And it never
because
tasted
it's
this good.
done.
Coca-Cola. Together tastes better.
So
we can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word: crispy, but also juicy and tender.
That's selection, so
Okay,
I'll do it
it's
again.
crispy, juicy, tender, all one word. But then also pickle. Oh,
I
and
don't
potato
use
bun,
mix them.
which is 2 words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in 1 word, so you'll just have to try it to understand.
I actually need to talk to my printer
Order
because
ahead
I'll
on
probably need
McDonald's
to
app at
I'll
participating
probably need to
McDonald's.
lower my print run, which it's a double-edged sword because I'm getting to the last couple issues. I don't need to have lots and lots and lots of overstock of the last couple issues when I'll be doing the eventual collected edition. Like, I still need to sell the issues, right? But by and large, once the collected edition happens, people will buy the collected edition more than they'll buy the issues. So, say if I'm still shipping out 300 copies of issue 5 and I'm printing 1,000, that leaves me 700 copies. I might move 50 to 100 more the next campaign, and shows are still, I don't know what, like the fact that we haven't had any conventions has messed things up. So the printer I use, they can also do digital printing, so I can do a lower print run than the 1,000. I don't know how it'll look compared to what they did before, And see, the downside also is that once you get under 1,000, the cost goes so much higher that even if I print, like, say 600 or 500, it can cost the same as printing 1,000. Oh yeah, yeah, that's even in the Kickstarter campaigns. Because when I started, I was doing conventions when I started, and I needed to print enough so the early issues will play out through all the campaigns. So I'd have enough to sell through each campaign and not have to go to print. And that's been working out perfectly. My garage, my closet. You know, I condense and stuff, and I mean it takes up less room than you think. But once you get multiple issues, that becomes the problem. Whereas my last 2 issues, I don't need that many. But then the question becomes, you know, do I spend as much money to print half as many? Or do I just go ahead and print them all? And then, even if I don't sell them, I could use them as giveaways or things like that, incentives to get people familiar with my work eventually. So, I mean, they would never go to waste, is my point. But storage, you know, I gotta keep them somewhere. And I don't know when conventions are happening again, you know, and that's been the real kicker, because from the get-go, the plan's been aimed around, this is what I can do. We'll do conventions, and hopefully conventions will help lead to more online sales and all the above. We generate, just keep moving stuff, and the loss of conventions has been a hit. It's been a hit. Maybe. I mean, there are conventions happening. I mean, my letterer was going to conventions all last year. You know, McLean was doing weekend shows all over Texas and beyond. You know, none of it was huge, but he tended to make pretty decent returns considering nothing was happening that year. So it's just kind of like, you know, maybe by the end of this year, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with our governor trying to kill all of us here in Texas. You know, maybe it will lead to having conventions again and giddy up, but I just don't know. Oh, that ain't my problem anymore, sir. There's the big Texas Con here in town that was going to be last September and obviously didn't happen, you know. Maybe that one will pick back up this year. I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows right now. I'm not particularly counting on it, but I can hope. That would be nice. That would be very, very nice. I think I'm supposed to do a virtual interview con, Big Bend Con or El Paso Con, or Big Bend Con, I think is what it's called. The Sol Ross University is doing. I don't know. Hopefully that'll spur some online sales and you know, I see guys like Tom Hutchison, Big Dog Inc. That dude is killing it with his online stuff, you know. Much respect to Tom. dude is a hustler and a half and has figured out how to do it. But he's selling big dogging, but I think he's even selling stuff from his collection and stuff too, which it's not a terrible idea. But I mean, he's doing that stuff all the time, videos galore, and just I don't like social media much. I need an intern, a social media PR intern that can just basically do that stuff for me. I need my kid to be like 15 already and know how to do all this stuff so I don't have to. Let Kaylee do it. He spends like I until I did that book for him, colored that book for him. We weren't Facebook friends. I really didn't. I'd known who he was, obviously Big Dog Inc. and stuff like that, but I didn't pay much attention. But now that we're Facebook friends, like I see the hustle. Like he is all over social media. He puts in the work. He's in all the groups and probably more than I am. And he's in there and he's grinding, he's hustling, he's engaging. Everybody knows who Tom is, and that's awesome. That's what you need to do. That is what I am atrocious at. So I have a crap ton of respect for his game. Like the dude's a hustler, you know, and that's awesome. And I think he's mostly a one-man show, which is even more impressive. Because he churns out the book and he puts out a lot of stuff, considering. There's a lot of
at Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Learn a thing or two from Tom. That's for how to play the modern game of comic book hustling.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Now with Taco Bell's app, you can build a box filled with your favorites for just $5. Personally, I go with the chalupa.
What? You mean Crunchwrap Supreme? Plus that beefy 5-layer burrito.
Did you back the Half Past Danger?
No, you got a vibe with cinnamon twists and a Baja Blast.
Kickstarter a while back, delivered around Christmas.
$5 build your own cravings box, exclusively online or with the Taco Bell app. Must make selections from predetermined menu items at limited participating U.S. locations for a limited time online or in the Taco Bell app only. Contact store for prices and participation which vary. Drinks exclude freezes, tax extra.
No, that was not Big Dog. No, Half Past Danger is... It's been 2 limited series that were released by IDW, and he actually did a one-shot that he kickstarted last year. And that series is a ton of fun, man. That's probably been one of my favorite comics of the last several years. You know, very, very pulpy. You know, it's World War II, it's Nazis, it's dinosaurs, it's castles, it's robots and ninjas, and it's crazy. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. Stephen Mooney is the writer-artist on it. Really, really good stuff. I still need to read that story. I haven't read that one yet. I'm behind on my reading. I gotta figure out her costume. I gotta figure out these costumes. I am not in love with this page. I really don't like this weird. It doesn't help that all the line width and the random scribbling is all the exact same weight when they're supposed to be 2 different fields. Especially when there's no real definition in it, that would have really helped to make it different. I'm just not a fan of this in any way, shape, or form. Hate saying that. I really do. Because this is my book. I don't want to hate a page, but I hate this page. I wish I looked at it a little bit closer when they were first doing it. We're a couple years removed. I'm not going to have them go change it now. I didn't know he didn't do digital. That's unusual. I will say Tom did something I'm very envious of, is he did get an artist to do a cover for one of his books that I was really trying to get that artist, and she had never done a comic book cover before. and I was really hoping I could have her do a cover. And when I inquired, just flat like what it would cost to have her do the cover was more than what I paid to have the issue drawn. So it wasn't within my wheelhouse, but I'm a big fan of her work, and I've actually got 3 originals on my wall downstairs. I was really hoping I could do something, have something done with her, and it's just like, he beat me to it. He got to have her first comic cover, and I'm a little bit jealous of that. Her name was Marta. I think it's pronounced Nail, Nael. It's not free. What's up, Moose? Hi, buddy. I may end up revisiting this page. The next page, the queen and her stuff is much more clearly drawn and seen, so I can better figure out the costume probably on the next page. And once I get that figured out, I can revisit and finalize this page. with whatever that's going to look like.
I got us lottery tickets.
Nice.
And not just any lottery tickets, the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Did you know the chocolate river they used for filming the movie was actually made of 150,000 gallons of chocolate?
Did you know you could win a trip to Vegas and a chance at $1 million for life with these scratch tickets?
Story topper.
Win up to $100,000 instantly with the Willy Wonka golden ticket from the Texas Lottery. Or enter for a chance to win a trip to Vegas, where a lifetime prize of $1 million a year could be yours. Visit txlottery.org for odds. Must be 18 or older to purchase a ticket or enter a second chance drawing. Play responsibly.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Now with Taco Bell's app, you can build a box filled with your favorites for just $5. Personally, I go with the chalupa.
What? You mean Crunchwrap Supreme, plus that beefy 5-layer burrito and...
Perhaps you meant bean burrito, grilled with chips and nacho cheese sauce.
Nah, you gotta vibe with cinnamon twists and a Baja Blast!
Eat like you with Taco Bell's $5 Build Your Own Cravings box, exclusively online or with the Taco Bell app. Must make selections from predetermined menu items at limited participating U.S. locations for a limited time online or in the Taco Bell app only. Contact store for prices and participation which vary. Drinks exclude freezes, tax extra.
I don't think I get that reference. Sorry. Alright, I think I may be calling it for the night. I'll have to finish this little bit with the Empress once I figure out the costume on the next page where I can see it better. And yeah, so this is page 15. Save, make sure it's saved. Close. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it, as always. And next week, if all goes well, if I haven't finished Sasquanaut, I'll be close to finishing it. And depending on how close I am, I may have to go back to the covers or something like that, just so I don't spoil the last couple pages. Or if I'm super close, like, hey, where I'd be streaming, I could be finishing the cover or finishing the pages. I might end up potentially skipping the stream just to focus on finishing. We'll see. It's just going to depend on where I'm at. And so I don't want to spoil anything. And I also want to get done. So who knows? I can be back to cover next week. Back to trying to finish those Sasquanaut covers, or I've got 3 or 4 pieces in the queue waiting that need to get colored. Plus, I got some other pinups still to do that will eventually make it in the way of prints for whenever we go back to convention. So, still a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to come, and appreciate you guys hanging out. Peace.